Okay, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Shalom also to the one dirt Israelites, which includes Judah's children, Ezekiel, Nicholas, Latinus, Indians, who are still gather according to the book of Jeremiah 50:33, but whom so late pretended the adoption, the giving of the law, the promises, the glory, and the covenants, according to the book of Romans chapter 9, if you don't know. Again, this is Disney employee, school teacher among 160 arrested in Florida, human trafficking sting. Okay, this human trafficking problem, okay, is a problem, of course. The problem is a problem. No, just saying that, you can change everything, because this goes way beyond these rich people. This goes to the elites, okay, who are involved in these things, okay. So it's basically also a ritual thing and whatsoever, So you can't get this out of this wicked, wannabe kingdom, right? At some point you would say, oh, you can't deal with this younger woman and things like that, so they have to find a way to be with this younger woman. You would say, oh, I can understand, but really, for example, I heard one time that Donald Trump offered a family. Yeah, Trump offered a family, I believe. Was it €1 million or 300,000 euro to a family to get the daughter of this family, right? I don't know what happened then and things like that. You have also pictures with where Trump is posing with what is it? His name Epstein. Okay, Epstein or so, how you say in English. So I don't know where Donald Trump is involved in, okay? Just because you hear something like this doesn't mean that he's not involved in human trafficking also. And I don't say that it is that he is involved in human trafficking, because I don't know it, okay? But this is just one thing that I heard, and this is legal, okay? According to the scriptures, this is legal because, like you can read it, okay? There's a certain price for a daughter and things like that, and if you pay that price and whatever, you should know that this is in the Bible in what is it in some way, okay. Of course, in the kingdom it will be kind of like different, but here you go, okay. You have these problems appearing even more, okay, because their own people tell on themselves and things like that, okay. But also this is growing, okay. Clearly, if you are in a civil war, which will happen, which will escalate very soon and things like that, okay, because this time where we're living in, okay, is escalating in every kind of way you would think of, okay. And I will read: Disney employee, a corrections officer, and several school teachers were among 160 people arrested in a 7-day-long undercover human trafficking sting in Polk County, Florida. According to WAFB 9, the Operation Foul Howl 2 resulted in 25 felonies and 216 misdemeanor charges. One of the more notable arrests was that of 41-year-old computer technician for Oak Ridge High School, Cameron Burke, who was out on bond for having a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old student that began in 2020. Other notable include a Deputy Georgia Police Chief, a high school math teacher, a bellhop employed by Disney, and a freelance photographer often contacted by Disney. The bellhop, Guillermo Perez, 57, was arrested after trying to have sex with an undercover detective for $80, while the freelance photographer, 26-year-old Sammy Cloud, reportedly offered an undercover cop a bag for sour Skittles. The bellhop, Guillermo Perez, 75, was arrested after trying, or was reading that already, Salah. The correctional officer, Pete Neves, 24, was arrested on 2 counts of soliciting a prostitute. The Georgia Division Police Chief Jason D. Prima, 49, allegedly gave an undercover detective $180 and a multi-pack of White Claws. He is no longer a police officer in Curtisville, Georgia, and he needs to work on reconstructing his life with his family. He did a very mean, nasty thing to his family and certainly embraced all the people of Curtisville, said Polk County Sheriff Grady George during a press conference. The Curtisville Police Department is a very professional police department in Georgia, and they didn't deserve what Jason D. Prima did. The oldest of the arrests is 64, while the youngest is 19 years old. According to the officials, out of the 160 arrests, 15 people were from states other than Florida and one was from Puerto Rico. Of the people who were arrested, police say 26 of them said they were married. Detectives also said they seized cocaine, heroin, meth, MDMA, and marijuana. So from those, in German we say marijuana. We don't say that in English often. From those, they arrested as well. I don't know how to call it, marijuana. From those, they arrested as well WAFB 9. We will not watch that video because it's 30 minutes long. But let's read some commentaries. This is what I sometimes just do. This one guy comments, Polk County remains a poor choice of place in which to commit serious crime. For sheriff should we catch you, I guess. This goes to show how morally and mentally deranged most crooks really are. Florida, it's a wet state. Police will do what police do. Which of these, Batchkoch, which of these are from Epstein, Maxwell, clientele? As I said, I saw also a photo of Donald Trump and Epstein and so on, But this doesn't mean maybe even something, because, if you are the president, you have to do with people like Epstein, because Epstein is the best friend of Bill Gates, for example. So if you kind of like important person, you maybe saw Epstein or you have a photo with Epstein. Bill Gates, his woman even was leaving him because his friendship with Epstein was too good, for her opinion. So this wannabe kingdom is really sick. I made a video about pedophiles, that pedophiles are not so in danger of committing crime than non-pedophiles, and things like that. So that is not really the topic, because if it is the topic, then you should watch in the Bible, because the Bible gives us an answer to this kind of topic, right? So really, this human trafficking thing is not a good thing, because it's not scriptural. It is scriptural that King David had girls with 9 years old and women with 9 years old and whatsoever, and you can say that's scriptural and things like that, and this will be in the kingdom and things like that, but you can't say it's scriptural. Here, human trafficking, what these elites here do, and things like that. And that gives even these women a reason to talk, what they talk, because maybe the woman of Bill Gates thinks that Bill Gates is also kind of like he or so, just because he's a friend of Epstein. Okay, it can be, and I really, I'm really not so interested in that, because everybody, okay, let's get it real quick. Work out your own salvation. Okay, work out your own salvation. Okay, so I'm not interested in what the elites do, or what they because you hear about this child trafficking thing, or this human trafficking thing. They do that with adults also, and things like that, of course. It's basically sin, because you're not asking the father or whatever, and things like that, like it's scriptural, things like that. No. Okay, so child trafficking is really a big sin. Okay, because not in, or maybe in much cases it has even to do with the death of the person. Okay, and things like that. Okay, so of course it's a sin in the first place already, the trafficking itself, basically. This is Philippians 2 and 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Okay, and that is really the point. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So really, if you if you're not happy with the situation right now, okay, that that if you're not happy with the situation right now, you should change the situation. How can you change the situation? If you follow the Elders and Apostles of Great Millstone, okay, GMS, and if you work out your own salvation, okay, in verse 13, okay, for it is God which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure. Do all things without mournings and disputings, that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of God without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world. Okay, or another one, okay, like stars in the sky. Okay, and this will not be a long video. I will basically, when I bring the scripture out, I will basically close it, like stars in the sky. Okay, and there's also this island thing, I believe, with Mark Zuckerberg and whatsoever, but really you don't know what information really is true, what you're getting, even from these alternative sites and things like that. So I would be very careful what you say. Of course, we know that the elites and, wickedness in high places and things like that. But also, I would be, with every kind of news service what you have, I would be careful what you basically say as sure, But, for example, I believe that Mark Zuckerberg, Epstein, and these other people there, okay, most likely heathens, okay. I believe that island thing, right? Things like that. I believe there's even a quote of Mark Zuckerberg, the drugs that he did on this island, all these people on there were the best drugs that he took in his life and things like that. It's not so much conspiracy if you read that in the main media sometimes, okay, things like that, or things that can be in that sort or whatever. And we will read just look for what the scripture says. That is the important thing. So really okay, that is not what I'm looking for, because here it goes into Abraham, okay, that in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply the seed as the stars of heaven. Okay, I believe it's about Abraham. Yeah, come, it's Abraham. I was looking for another one of righteousness. You know, the righteous shall shine like the stars in the sky and things like that. But we can read this verse, Daniel 12:3, and they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Okay, so we don't know what these child traffickers or human traffickers basically moved to do things like that. But what we know is we speak righteousness, and human trafficking has nothing to do with righteousness. Okay, even when we can, or I can understand, okay, or basically our doctrine, the doctrine that GMS has, okay, there it can be understand that you know, this wannabe kingdom teaches you to you know, basically to be the young woman to be horse, but at the same time that a woman is a woman when she reaches the age of 18. Okay, which makes no sense, because she's a woman when she has her first period, things like that. And you know, it's kind of like what you would expect from a kingdom from a kingdom like this. So of course it doesn't really benefit if you have kind of like the kingdom of Israel not established, and the real law of Yahweh Hashem established, but our laws basically in place. Okay, which means of course you will have women in their righteous age, which is definitely not 18. Okay, for at least I can say that for myself. Okay, I'm not the next brother and things like that. Okay, but I know also that it's scripture. Okay, so I really you know, have my own character and my own pride and things like that, or whatever, you know, kind of like, okay, yeah, I'm not King David, I believe, but if King David had it that way, okay, I think it's of course, or I believe that it's also my way, and I think it's really not or I think that's the only way for me to really see women for what they are. Okay, and that's just what it is. So okay, but with that, okay, and I saw you know, I saw, you know, really things about the human trafficking a lot. Okay, and let me say that again, Daniel 12:3. Okay, and they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Okay, so if you're an Israelite, okay, you can I don't know, man. Okay, but if you're an Israelite, okay, just work out your own salvation, and then you have to deal with that BS in the kingdom. Sure.